I was at that SWAT roundup thing, and they've got all kinds of like, some of the stuff borders upon spy gear, like James Bond type stuff. Like they've got this this dirt, right? This dirt. It's a bag of dirt, and you pour it out on a path. Now, if anyone steps in it, their footsteps will bioluminesce for a long period of time. So you can see if anyone walked through this entire area if you sprinkle this dirt out. And they had the thermal optic scopes. So I'm friends with one of the guys who owns the company that makes the thermal optics, and I'm hanging out with him at his booth. And we're just looking at all the booth babes because you can see who's got fake tits and who's got real tits by looking at them through this thing.
What does it look like?
Yeah, what do you see?
It looks like a titty. Oh, it's dark if they've got fake tits, and it's lighter if they don't. And if you can see through basically one layer of clothing with this thing, it sees through one layer of clothing.
How much would this device cost?
Take a guess.
And what is the model name of this device? There's so many.
Take a guess.
$55.
I'm gonna guess $5,500.
Just keep in mind that when he told me, I said nope. I don't think I can buy that.
$65.
And I just had bought a $20,000 buggy.
$55,000?
Your titty vision money. You could have lived the dream.
The cheap one was $15,000. The good one that we were using to look at titties was like $55,000.
Wow.
For this little handheld piece of technology. It's absurd.
I got so many things.
Is it the kind of thing you could walk around with and people would know you were tit gazing? Or would they be like, why is this guy walking around with night vision?
You'd look a little weird, but it's not like a full like helmet night. It's a little thing, you know. You'd look weird though.
I think guns are going to change a bunch soon. I think tech is going to hit guns, right? For people who don't know anything about guns, the evolution, I would say, of guns and rifles and stuff over the last 100 years has been kind of slowish, right? You know, they shoot basically the same bullets and they're similar. It may be 100 years too long. Anyway, now I'm looking online. The scopes, like, it's not that weird to have Wi-Fi and live streaming built into it. Recording, you know, optics and cameras, you know, jammed into this stuff. I think there's some things that are everyday tech that's in your phone already that will start getting bundled into guns more interestingly. There was one that calculated ballistics and stuff from like 5 years ago. It ran on Linux, which I thought was fascinating. And it was really expensive. Kyle, do you remember the name of it?
Yeah, they're $20,000. I think it's the tracking point rifle.
I want to say it was 6 digits, the one I was looking at. And Ars Technica covered it, and it was like prohibitively expensive. And I bet now it's 5 digits or even 4. Kyle, yeah, Google it. But I just see guns and rifles and like ballistics calculators getting bundled into scopes instead of using tables and stuff like that. Like, it's got to be coming fast.
Yeah, it's when Dan Bilzerian bought 2 of these fucking things at the same time when I was with him at SHOT Show one year.
Mm-hmm.
They're the tracking point rifles. I'm pretty sure they're about $20,000 a piece.
Okay.
These are, as far as I know, they're the best ones. I don't know. I've never heard of what you're talking about. I'm not saying it doesn't exist.
I'm totally wrong. It's 17 grand. I even found the article on Ars Technica.
Yeah. And then it's like 17. But you don't want the pad that goes with it that lets you operate it, do you? Well, don't I need that? Oh yeah, you're gonna need that. Well, all right. Well, that's 2,200. And do you want the trigger? Or yes, I want the trigger. It's like by the time you get it, you got 20K in it. And I wanted to do a video with it, and I think the deal, I don't remember. We went back and forth a lot, but no matter what deal we worked out, I was like, I'm gonna have to have one of those rifles. And they're like, yeah, you could borrow one for as long as you need. I'm like, no.
You gotta have it.
I gotta have one of those rifles, and you're never ever gonna see it again.
Usually I ask for 2. I'm cutting you a deal.
Yeah.
Your dental cap. But you're like, yeah, I'll bring it back. And you just fucking leave.
Funny thing, got destroyed in the making of the video. Well, I'll just send the parts back. No. Really destroyed.
Totally destroyed.
Yeah, fell out of a boat.
I burned it afterward to be safe, to make sure no one could have it.
Yeah, it was those things are really cool. It's basically like a video game because you aim at something and then the scope does the ballistics for you. It sets itself to and then you're like, all right, well, now all I have to do is put the dot on the target and squeeze. And which isn't easy, but
it's been a while since I read the article, but I think the trigger gives you more resistance if you're not on target. And once it's lined up, the trigger, the pull, they measure it in pounds, but it's much easier to pull the trigger if you're on target. And it really neat thing. 17 grand in 2015. I'm gonna guess 2025. It's 5 grand.
Yeah, maybe
3
so.
grand.
I want to say those things came out right about the time me and you and Joe Lozon were at a paintball thing in Chicago. And I remember like seeing the articles, and it was a big political thing because they were like gun control groups were saying, is this an auto sniping device teaching the everyday person how to take out political targets at thousands of meters? Question mark.
Then you click the article and it says, no, but also, but we don't like it, and you shouldn't have one.